Just wanna be with you.
I like that. I think I'll make that part of my new intro. Man, it's windy out here today. Woo! Very windy. I'm going to go out to the lake and check it out. While I'm driving around at the lake, showing you the lake, I wanted to let you in on a few extra things that I didn't get right on the other videos. One of them was my passport. $211.65, not $160. Here we are entering the lake, Lyman Lake, 10 miles out of St. John's. But anyway, I found out more about plane tickets between $865 and $1,000, and you can get round trip, or you can buy yourself a disposable $14 ticket. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but that's what you can do. See that boulder right there? That thing bowled down and was laying on the road and crushed the edge of the road, and I guess they took a tractor and tilted it back. Well, we're entering, this is the entrance coming to Lyman Lake, where the dam is. But we got that at that cost, and you can get an Airbnb when you get into Manila or Dumaguete, you know, and you can rent that. You can get about $175 to $200 a month for a small apartment in Dumaguete. You've probably seen these things on other people's videos. Well, here's the entrance to Lyman Lake. Heading around to the entrance, one of the little back bays where I do a lot of paddling and stuff. And you're going to see down in the corner over there, it's frozen. And it's been kind of warm weather, but I guess it had a lot of ice on it the other day. But we're doing the cost thing here, and you probably need about $5,000. There's the ice. About $5,000 just to get started. That's your airfare, getting into town. You may have to rent yourself a motorbike for like $100 a month. $300 for eating out, miscellaneous living things, $300. You're gonna have to roll into town and exchange in. You should get about $5,000 in your pocket to be comfortable, because you need an ACR card. That's $260. You can buy a motorcycle for 190cc for $1,200 for a used one, $2,000 for a new one. This is pulling up to the entrance. You've already went to the entrance. Now this is the little store and bait shop, and off to the left we're coming up to. There's off to the right, that's the little store. Lake store, and off to the left is a cleaning station right up in there, so you can clean fish and all that other stuff, bass and catfish and all that other garbage that's in here, walleyes. But anyway, it sounds pretty good to get all that stuff together. You know, you should figure on about $5,000 to get started over there. There's another big ice patch in the lake. This is down by towards the launch ramp. We'll go down over there. But the whole gizmo and stuff sounds pretty good, and you need to, you know, get everything reserved from over here. I still don't know about that $14 throwaway ticket. It's called a disposable ticket, because you have to buy a round trip or an extension ticket to get out of here and stuff. But I don't really want to do that. But I guess you have to, or you got to pay for the full round trip ticket. So I guess I'll go ahead and try to do most of that. and get it done. But you got to pay, if you get an apartment there, you're going to have to pay first, last, and a deposit, just like you do in America or anywhere else. There's the launch ramp right there. But $5,000 is to get started, and then have some backup money running around in a bank in the United States, or where you can transfer some money over there or something like that. You're going to need it. And I'm all prepared for that now. Still waiting on my passport. I'm 6 weeks in on my passport right now, and it's supposed to take between that and 8 weeks. So it should be popping in my mailbox anytime, and then I'm going to get really on the stick. My house has had responses. Now this is if you're looking at the video here, back in there is a reserved area with a party building and hookups for RVs and all that, and you can rent the whole space out there, and it's got docks down below. It used to be used a lot. Doesn't get used much anymore because the lake's so low. I can show you when I come around this corner. The lake's super low. Has been for a long time. So it's kind of ridiculous to even depend on using docks because they're way up on the land. I'm going to go around to the other side of the lake. We're up in the campsite areas. These are where you pull your RVs in. They got little veranda covers there to block the wind, and you can barbecue. This is the lower campsites. Then there's some upper ones, which you'll see later in the video. And the park guy already pulled over and asked me for my permit, which is sitting on my dashboard. You can see it right there. And they're really nice here. And there's the part of the lake where I was filming before down there. But you can really see in a second how far the lake is down. This is the little trail you take over to go to this hill, and that's where the petroglyphs are. And you can hike all around the rocky. It's really neat step rocks going all the way around the whole thing. And it's 66 degrees out. I mean, that's pretty good for February 4th or 5th today. It's the 5th today. You know, and that's pretty darn good. If it wasn't so windy, it's very windy right now. Probably 20 to 30 mile an hour winds. You can see the brush blowing around. But I'd be out on my paddleboard in this weather. Amazing time of year to be able to do that. Here's the entrance to your petroglyph walk, which is cool, pretty cool thing. But it probably figures, you know, I'm doing all these preparations to go to the Philippines and all that. China's threatening Taiwan, which is right next door. You probably watched the news. Our Navy and military is all moving into the Philippines and built 14 different bases, reusing some bases we've had there before. There's ships going over there, all kinds of things going in the area. And then, of course, we got balloons floating around. Oh, boy. So, you know, I got my chopsticks out. I told my neighbor, now this is where the lake used to be. It's at now. And if you look way up over there, where the trees start over there in the distance, and that little tiny tree right in front, that water used to be up to there. So it's way down, I'll tell you. But back to the balloons, you know, it's kind of a weird thing. They're floating balloons around. We went through this same thing back when I was in high school. Everybody was throwing threats at us and everything, and by the time I get a plan going and get everything going, sell my house, all that, I'm going to probably be sitting on my rear end because we won't be able to go to the Philippines. They're going to be evacuated probably. I don't know. I'd like to be over there, and hey, I'll join in on the fight. Go to the base and say, what can I do? Sign me up. And no problem. I don't need to leave. But anyway, these are cabinets that are all around the lake. And those were the bathrooms back there. When I went by it, there was a lady coming out of the ladies' room, so I couldn't film it. And, but, yeah, it always figures when you make plans to do something, something's going to throw itself in the way. When I moved to Florida, a big tropical storm, semi-hurricane, came over and flooded my house and a bunch of other things, and that started me out in Florida when I moved there. Welcome to everywhere, you know. Of course, everywhere you go, everybody uses the same words. Well, wait a couple hours and it'll change. Yeah, it does. Everywhere. Every place, every state, every county is different, and you just have to deal with what's there and take it as a fun thing. And when I lost a house, got flooded out in Florida, I had just dropped a whole bunch of stress out of business and moved there. That didn't stress me at all. I looked at that and says, now you just lost a house, you got to rebuild. Didn't stress me. I'm getting more stressed over waiting around right now to go to the Philippines. I'm not used to waiting around like this. I'm used to up and going. But there's step by step you got to do. And see that little hill right there? Little trees on top? The water used to be up almost to there. There was a rim around the bottom of that, and that's how high the water used to be. It was all the way up here to the road and over the road at times. And this is the lakeside as you come in. But, you know, that's the way things go, and I'm going to sit here and punch the little other things in here and see if I can't get those going. It was so windy out there I couldn't get out to do my video, or I'd have just caught all kinds of wind sound and everything. So I'm doing an voice overlay on my video, sitting at home. And here's the back side of the dam. Lyman Lake, St. John's, Arizona. They have a water ski course down there. I used to use those a lot. I haven't water skied on this lake at all. Done a lot of paddle boarding and kayaking. This is the road heading towards Springerville, right outside the lake. You're going to see, I'm going to come out and the sign's going to go right to St. John's or left to Springerville. Springerville's about 15 miles to the left, and St. John's is 10 miles to the right. Takes me about 10 minutes to get to this lake. There was the signs of the highways that you follow. So I'm heading towards Springerville, and then I turned around, and now I'm coming back. And I'm heading back to St. John's. So I'll probably call it quits in a minute. There you go, little sign St. John's. Wherever you see deer signs, don't think that there ain't deer around here. There's deer all over the place. You're coming through at sundown or sunset, you're going to see them. So be careful in this whole area around St. John's. It's deer and elk, antelope, lots of rabbits, lots of coyotes. There's a nice, that's what I'm, 52 miles an hour. These videos always look like you're doing 100 miles an hour, but you're not. You're only doing 50, 60. Now the lake's on my right-hand side. But I think the Philippines is going to be pretty safe to go to. You know, lots of military bases. U.S. is backing it up, if you trust that. I'm sure there's been little balloons flying all over Taiwan and all around that area too. You know, if China gets a hold of Taiwan, I don't know what's going to stop them from playing with Philippines. And I know that's on their radar. But I guess Biden's got it all under control. He'll get Hunter to help him out. amazing. I don't know why. Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes short. I know it has to do with the Wi-Fi systems in the town here, and where if they're getting used a whole bunch, things go super slow. I don't know what it is. But man, 12 hours for 28-minute video? I thought my old phone was going to blow up. Anyway, I'll let you know if I get any more expense type of things. I'm looking at